Probably just manual swapped your 240SX. You're focusing on your steps of your master cylinder, your slave cylinder, and your clutch pedal. Now behind me is my S14, and this is actually already manual swapped, but he kind of did a crappy job, so we're going to go back through and replace and redo everything that he did the right way. If you need an excuse to buy a quick release, getting under the dash is plenty of reason enough. So, what's wrong with mine is there's only one bolt in it. You see that? Which means that the entire apparatus is moving and not allowing me to get full compression on the clutch. So we're gonna rip out this clutch pedal, replace our master cylinder, and then fix that. So hopefully you guys don't have to do this step, but there's a bolt there that holds in your fork, and then there's a bolt on top that actually holds in the clutch. So let's get those out. If you're an idiot like me and forgot to drive up on blocks, use your scissor jack to get your stupid lowered car off the ground. Now you can get under it and get your sketchy 80s scissor jack out of the way and use your real jack. All right, now that your 240 is at a 45-degree angle, we can get under there and remove the slave cylinder, or for you guys, install it. Okay, we should now be at the same level. I got my pedal out, this is out, slave cylinder's out. Now let's get to what you guys need to do, and that's installing this after you put your transmission in. Okay, so when you're under here, don't be an idiot and drill your hole like that. Get a hole saw, all right? Get a hole saw for your pedal. And how you're gonna line the pedal up for your hole, how you're gonna drill it, is there's one mounting hole that's in here that you need. You need that mounting hole, and then it's gonna mount to the firewall. That's all you should need for your clutch pedal. So you mount that one first, and then you draw that out, and then you mount your clutch pedal. You don't drill a stupid hole where it doesn't even align with the thing like he did. Here's that hole on top of the pedal that bolt's gonna go through. And if you're a car guy and you don't have one of these kits, you need to get one. They're like 20 bucks on Amazon. It's a bolt sizer kit, so you can test nuts, holes, bolts, anything, figure out what size it is. So that top bolt for the mount is going to be M7 1.0, so I'm going to need one of those. You're going to need the through bolt that goes on this fork right here. I think it's technically supposed to be a pin, so if you can find a pin, that's a lot better. Then I got to get some fresh bolts for this. Just my luck, the stud on the freaking thing snapped, so I had to drill it out. That took forever, so now I'm gonna have to get, I think I'm just gonna use a bolt and stick it through there. So once you have your hole drilled out, you're gonna wanna route your clutch line, and this is simple, it's one line. This is the ISR braided line. It's like, I think it's like 30 bucks for the line, and does the entire clutch. And this just needs to go from here all the way down to your slave cylinder. So it goes over the transmission, wraps around to the slave cylinder. All right, I'm gonna go grab some hardware. This is the thing for your slave cylinder bolt. It's M10 1.5. Okay, I got my hardware. When you do your slave cylinder, this part is very, very simple. There's two bolts that hold it on, and then you gotta attach your hose. But before we put in our slave or master cylinder, we need to make sure we bench bleed them. So in the slave cylinder, what you would do is you would fill up your inlet hole where the clutch line goes, and you would push this in and out, and it bleeds it, and you'll see air bubbles come out. On the master cylinder, you do the same thing, except you're filling up right here, and you're watching for the bubbles up here. 3 brake fluid, so you're gonna pour that in there, just like that. Ooh, spilt it. And then you're just gonna put a bucket under it so I don't make a mess. Push it in, and pull it out. And the level starts to drop, and I'll put you guys over top. You can see the bleed it. See those air bubbles coming out, just like that. Make sure you keep this little plug in the side so that that'll stay closed when you're pushing the pressure out. And then it'll get real firm, and that'll start squirting out of that. That's when you know you're bled. Okay, we're at the point, if you want, you can have your slave cylinder installed. That's what I would do. Bench bleed your slave cylinder, bolt it on, put your line on first before you bolt it on, and then route your line up to where the master cylinder is. The next step is we need to get our pedal in. I have my pedal with this broken stud drilled out, and there's the bolt that I'm gonna be using to replace it. And this is the bolt that's gonna mount to the top. Okay, so I have my pedal mounted up top, and it's already a lot more firm once I get that master cylinder on. I think it's gonna feel really good, and it's pretty much at the perfect level with the brake pedal where it should go. Let me zoom out. There's a better view. Well, the pedal's lined up. It's about where it's gonna sit, so let's get it bolted onto the master cylinder and get the system bled. Installing the master cylinder is pretty simple. Put it through the firewall, to your two bolts through this, hook it up to the fork on the other end, and then I would attach your line first if I were you. Attach the line first and then do it all around the line. It's a lot easier than trying to get the line on there when it's tucked up under. All right, just like that, we got our master cylinder installed. I just finished bleeding it out. Clutch feels better than ever, a lot less play. Let's go for a drive. So, got the clutch pedal installed, and you can't really see it, but if you listen, you hear that? That's the clutch pedal bottoming out, so I'm getting the full row of the clutch pedal, which means it works a lot better. I'm getting into gears a lot better.